Hello, this is Steve Malone with Comps of X. I hope you're doing well today and you're getting some good trades. One of the questions I've been asked today is how did the government shutdown affect the market? I can't think of anything better to do than to go look at the Guppy trade setups that we had last night. Regardless of what the market's doing, the market's going to give us opportunity. You just got to be in the market when the opportunity presents itself. And one of the methods that I have been talking about for months now is the Guppy method. Now the dots method again is a process of looking at historical price to current price conditions, looking to see if the market is expanding or contracting, and what it does is it gives us levels. And these levels range from a buy entry to buy targets or a buy stop loss. Also gives us a sell entry, sell targets, and a potential sell stop loss level. So you can take the dots levels and you can apply it to any trading session. In this case, what I did was I simply applied it to the midnight New York open. So at midnight New York was when the government was either going to stay open or shut down. And sure enough, the U.S. government shut down. However, on that news, we saw immediate dollar weakness. And so what I was doing last night when this took place was I was watching the market, and I want to show you what took place simply using the dots method along with the Guppy multiple moving averages. Now I want to share a few things with folks. I've got a number of questions from folks who are using the dots method without the Guppy multiple moving averages, and they're like, well, why should I be using the Guppy multiple moving averages? Well, the beautiful thing with the Guppy multiple moving averages is it gives us trend, direction, and momentum by the angle of the moving averages. So last night when the news came out, we were kind of flat, then all of a sudden we got strong angle, and I was already made aware at the start of the midnight session, I was already made aware of the entry levels and the target levels and the stop loss level. It was all there for me to take a look at and to take advantage of. And sure enough, the market moves right up and beyond the buy target number 2 level and continues very strong today. Now, just FYI to those of y'all who are already using the Guppy method, some folks have written me and said, well, you know, we kind of missed out on the opportunity up above here. It went to that level, the buy target number 2. Could we not have kept in the trade and seen it go up? Absolutely. One of the things we want to do is as we trade the Guppy method is to watch for a breakdown. Now we can see here that the top moving average started breaking down, but it went flat. And the next moving average held in, and then we got this next push up. The easy thing to do, in my opinion, to consider where the market could go up here is simply to take the distance from your entry to that buy target number 2 level. That's about 30 pips, and if you extend that to the upside, it's going to put you somewhere in the ballpark of about 94.08 level, and you can see that when that market made that next push up, it went right to about that level. So again, just take the distance from your entry to the target number 2 level, then you can simply just stack the level up, and there's about 30 pips right there, and the market kind of played around in that area. But one of the things to look for as you trade with the Guppy method is to consider that they're breaking down and they're crossing over the yellow moving average. Now, a few others that had a nice move during the time of the midnight announcement, we can go take a look at the euro dollar. The euro dollar was kind of up and down a little bit right after the announcement came out, and then the market settled down a bit, and right about when the European market opened up, then we got the push. And interestingly, we got almost, looked like the ask price came up here and hit the buy target number 2, but the bid did not. So a pretty close touch. Also take a look at the Swissy. The dollar Swiss here, we can see it moved down after the announcement, kind of bounced around, waited for the European market to open up, but it didn't come back and take us out. Here's our sell stop loss. It didn't take us out, and the market pushed on down to the sell target number 2 and then went a bit below that. Now, not all the pairs made these moves right at midnight. The interesting thing I found last night was that the pound dollar was already going. If we take a look at the pound dollar here, you can see that it was already moving during that Tokyo Open session. So midnight would be approximately, it'd be right there. So we had already made our move in the pound before the announcement, as if someone already knew that there wouldn't be a resolution. And on top of that, the pound over this period of time has had a bid tone in the marketplace. So we had a nice trade set up in the pound dollar, and look what it did. The pound dollar got up there and it pegged right to the buy target number 2. I have to say, over and over, I see these levels get pegged time and time again, just almost right to it. And that wasn't the only one we saw. We saw the pound yen do a similar move. Here's the pound yen making a move up. It kind of bounced around, but once it broke the buy entry, it pushed on up. Now, come midnight, it really didn't do much more here at the midnight hour. It kind of just danced a little bit, and then we got this sudden pop up to the buy target number 2, and then it fell back down. The dollar yen, it too made a move before the midnight, and it too pinned up just above the buy target number 2. You can see it right here. The euro yen, kind of the same thing, almost the same look. So we had a lot of yen pairs making that move. Now, this was not necessarily based on dollar strength, but yet on yen weakness, as Prime Minister Abe of Japan is attempting his best efforts to provide a stimulus package to weaken the yen, and we saw a move up. But after the government shutdown in the U.S. and no one wanting U.S. dollars, you can see the dollar yen here, again, a pretty strong slide today in that, but we had a nice clean move to the upside here. And one last one here is the Aussie yen. It had a lot of up and down movement last night. If you went long here, you would have been stopped out, but it turned and it gave us another opportunity again before the midnight hour. Then it came back down, settled again right about the open of the Tokyo session. This is based on the Tokyo Open, and made another push at the midnight hour to the upside. This is one of those situations where if the market maintains the session open, it may come back to it, but it gives us the opportunity to step back into a trade. So we had one long here that stopped us out. You wouldn't have gone short here because you're underneath the long-term moving averages moving to the upside. So you wouldn't have taken the short here. You would have had this long. You've been stopped out. You had another long that continued all the way up to the buy target number 2 level. Then it fell back, reset at the open, and gave us another opportunity even higher. And that's 25 pips from the buy entry to the buy target number 2. Let's just simply take a look how far this went, just about. And that went beyond that, but it closed just in the neighborhood, a little bit higher than that distance. So again, take the distance from your entry to the buy target number 2 and stack that distance above, and that would give you another potential target to shoot for. Well, folks, this is Dean Malone with Compass FX. Again, I just want to let you know that regardless of the market conditions, the Guppy method, if you follow the direction of the short-term guppies related to the long-term guppies, and you mark those entries and targets based upon the dots, you're going to find a number of opportunities available to you. All you need to do is be ready to step into the market. Well, folks, y'all make it a great day. Get some good trades. We'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.